Hi, Irvington artists. Today we're going to read They All Saw a Cat. This book was written and illustrated by Brendan Wenzel. And this book is all about perspective, or the way something appears when you look at it. So every character in the book sees a cat, but depending on who is looking at the cat can look really different. So the illustrations are pretty interesting. Let's get started. The cat walked through the world with its whiskers, ears, and paws. And the child saw a cat. And the dog saw a cat. Notice how different the cat looks in these two pictures. Like, why did the bell get so big? And the fox saw a cat. Yes, they all saw a cat. The cat walked through the world with its whiskers, ears, and paws. And the fish saw a cat. Love how this looks like it was painted with watercolors to make the kitty cat look all watery and blurry. And the mouse saw a cat. This is my daughter's favorite page. Scary cat. And the bee saw a cat. Yes, they all saw a cat. The cat walked through the world with its whiskers, ears, and paws. And the bird saw a cat. This is what we call bird's eye perspective when you're looking down at something. So if you had bird eyes, this might be how you see a cat, really tiny, far away. You can't see its face, just its back and tail. And the flea saw a cat. Yeah, right there. Mainly just seeing a lot of fur up close. And the snake saw a cat. And the skunk saw a cat. They must have different color vision, those two animals. And the worm saw a cat. There's its paws, and it's almost like here's the cat's shadow. And the bat saw a cat. Yes, they all saw a cat. Yes, they all saw a cat. I love this illustration because it's like the cat has been collaged by all the different perspectives. A child and a dog and a fox and a fish and a mouse and a bee and a bird and a flea and a snake and a skunk and a worm and a bat. The cat knew them all, and they all knew the cat. And the cat walked through the world with its whiskers, ears, and paws. Then it came to the water, and imagine what it saw. Its own reflection. All right. So we're going to do a little art project inspired by this book. I hope you enjoyed it. I can't wait to see what you make.
We will be making mixed media cat collages. Mixed media means you will use a variety of materials to create your artwork. In They All Saw a Cat, the illustrator used a variety of materials for each illustration to show the different perspectives and textures of each animal looking at the cat. First, gather a variety of paper from around your house. It's okay if the paper is written on or scribbled on already. And then you're going to start making the paper a little bit more decorative by scribbling and drawing extra decorations and textures on there. I'm using markers, colored pencils, and crayons. If you have paint, use that too. That would be great. If you don't have paint, you can always use washable markers like what I'm doing here and adding a wet brush on top of it. Next, you will use scissors to cut out different shapes for your cat's head, body, collar, and facial features. But don't glue as you go because you might need to make some changes. Like here I realized my eyes were too big and I cut them down to be a little bit smaller. Another change I made is I noticed my yellowish ears were blending in with the background color a little bit, so I glued down the brown paper underneath it. Once you're happy with the way your cat looks, go ahead and start gluing or taping all of your shapes together to the background paper. It's okay if your cat looks different than mine or if you use different shapes to represent the collar or the nose or the whiskers. If you'd like, you can always go back over your collage with markers or colored pencils to add extra features or details to your cat. Happy art making! Bye for meow.